Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Classes will bring a new topic today under CET NEET, that is human reproduction, also an important topic for the NEET. Okay, let's take out the worksheet. Worksheet number 1. We'll discuss the questions one after the other. The first one, choose the incorrect statement from the following. A. In birds and animals, internal fertilization takes place. Correct. Birds and animals, internal fertilization only takes place. Okay. Second one, colostrum contains antibodies and nutrients. Yeah, colostrum is the yellowish fluid which is released from the mammary glands in the feeding woman after the delivery. The milk after a few days of the delivery, it is rich in the antibody IgA, that is the colostrum, okay, and highly rich in nutrients. C. Polyspermy is prevented by the chemical changes in the egg surface. Poly means many sperms. Entry of many sperms inside the ovum, it is prevented. Okay. How? By the chemical changes in the egg surface. Is it correct? It is the incorrect statement. Now, during the fertilization, polyspermy means entry of many sperms into the ovum. Okay. Although only one sperm actually fuses with the egg nucleus. Although there are millions of sperms are produced and introduced into the female genital tract, only one of the sperm nucleus is able to fuse with the egg nucleus. Okay. So, it occurs in the animals with yolky eggs. Yolk is a nutritive substance present in the egg. For example, it takes place in case of birds. Okay. So, polyspermy is the entry of several sperms into the egg during the fertilization. Okay. Now, what happens is, during the fertilization, many sperms are introduced and these sperms are come in contact with the outermost layer of the egg that you studied in theory. What is that called? Zona pellucida. What is that? Zona pellucida. So, and that sperm is responsible for inducing changes in the membrane. That is the membrane of the ovum. Okay. So, that blocks further the entry of additional sperms. When one sperm will come, see, it is just a race between the different sperms. Many sperms will come to mate with the female nucleus, egg nucleus. One sperm will reach first. Once it come in contact with the outermost layer, okay, that is the zona pellucida, it induces certain chemical changes in the membrane so that the entry of the other sperms are restricted. So, that is sperm is responsible for this. So, that is it ensures that only one sperm fertilizes the ovum. Okay. So, the sperm which is responsible for the entry of many sperms, polyspermy. So, the option is C. Now, see the D option. In the human female, implantation occurs almost 7 days after the fertilization. Yes. Implantation means attachment of the fertilized egg to the wall of the uterus, to the womb of the mother. That takes place around say 7 days after the fertilization. Next, coming to question number 2, identify the wrong statement from the following. Which statement is wrong? A. High level of estrogen triggers the ovulatory surge. Yeah, ovulatory surge means there are certain hormones. Okay, like LH surge happens 1 or 2 days before the ovulation. Ovulation means release of the ovum from the Graafian follicle on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle. That is ovulation. ಸೊ ಓವ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ 14th ಡೇ ಆಫ್ ಮೆನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಲ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ 1-2 ದಿನ ಮೊದಲೇ ದೆರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ increase in certain hormones like LH, luteinizing hormone. Level of estrogen also increases. Okay, so that is called as the ovulatory surge. Next, B. Oogonial cells starts to proliferate and give rise to the functional ova in regular cycles from puberty onwards. Puberty andre enu? Puberty andre attainment of the sexual maturity, which occurs around 12 to 13 years of age in male as well as female humans. But in case of females, the production of ovum, the process that takes place during the fetal ovary, during the embryonic development itself. So the production of the gametes takes place in 2 ways. One is spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis andre enu? It is the production of the sperms, male gamete. And oogenesis means it is the formation of ovum. Okay, that is, or the egg. Now there is a considerable differences between the process of spermatogenesis and oogenesis. See, spermatogenesis is taking place or starts only after the puberty, but not the oogenesis. It begins in the fetal ovary itself, where millions of oogonial mother cells or ovum mother cells, gamete mother cells, we call them oogonia, gamete mother cells are produced. So out of these many gamete mother cells, what happens? All will not enter into the ovary after the birth of the female child. Many will undergo degeneration. So millions of gametic mother cells, though produced in the fetal ovary, only few will enter after the birth. They all this, see, after 25 weeks of gestation period is 9 months. So after 25 weeks of the gestation, all the oogonial cells or gamete mother cells, they start to undergo division, that is the mitosis. They undergo mitosis. And they start to divide then meiotically. Meiosis and reduction division. And this meiosis is temporarily arrested at prophase 1. Okay, that is during the diplotin stage, it is temporarily arrested till not complete. Okay, then these are called as the primary oocytes, already studied in the theory. These are called as the primary oocytes. So primary oocytes gets arrested at which stage? At the meiosis 1, that is prophase 1 of meiosis. After that, what happens next? These primary oocytes surrounded by layer of granulosa cells, and it forms the primary follicles. Though there are many primary follicles are produced, okay, from the birth to puberty, only few of the primary follicles will enter into the puberty stage, remain during the puberty stage, that is around 60,000 to 80,000. Other will degenerate. This is called as atrasia, degeneration, that is called as the atresia. So few primary follicles will remain. Now these primary follicles will having a new membrane and or new granulosa cells, okay, and it forms the secondary follicle. The secondary follicles will be surrounded by few more layer of granulosa cells, and it's also having characteristic fluid filled cavity that is called as antrum, and secondary follicle will soon turn into a tertiary follicle. Okay, so the tertiary follicle, inside that tertiary follicle, it encloses, the tertiary follicle encloses the primary oocyte. Now this primary oocyte will be having plenty of abundance of cytoplasm, and it grows in size and it completes its first meiosis. It is an unequal division and results in the formation of two unequal cells, size cells. One is the larger, that is the primary oocyte, that is the secondary oocyte, and another one, the smaller one, that is the polar body, that is called as the first polar body. Nobody knows what is the fate of the first polar body. It is believed that it will degenerates. But this secondary oocyte, okay, which is having abundance of cytoplasm, because this secondary oocyte only later will develop into the ovum proper. Okay. Then further, this tertiary follicle will change into a structure that is called as Graafian follicle, which is discovered by the scientist de Graaf. Hence it is called as the Graafian follicle, which is filled with the fluid that is called as liquor folliculi. It's called as liquor folliculi. And this is rich in enzymes, liquor folliculi. Okay. After that, around 14th day of the menstrual cycle, during ovulation, the Graafian follicle will rupture and it will release its secondary oocyte. Okay. This is what you have studied. So B is the incorrect option. Sperms released from the seminiferous tubules are poorly motile or they are non-motile. Okay. Sperms are non-motile, which are produced from the seminiferous tubules. So they will only attain the maturity when they will pass through the different accessory glands. First, seminiferous tubules in the produce act, it will go to the red testis, and from there it will go to the vasa efferentia, then epididymis, then goes to the vas deferens, where they attain the motility. Epididymis ಅಲ್ಲಿ mature ಆಗ್ತದೆ, vas deferens ಅಲ್ಲಿ they get the maturity, and then they will pass to the different accessory glands, like they have pair of seminal vesicle, single prostate gland, pair of bulbourethral gland. All these are having secretions, which further makes the sperm. Okay, there are seminal fluid along with the secretions of the different accessory glands. It forms the sperm, and this sperm is released into the female genital tract through the opening urethra, which is also common opening for the release of sperms as well as the urine. Next, progesterone level is high during the post-ovulatory phase of menstrual cycle. Yes, progesterone is commonly called as the pregnancy hormone. The level of progesterone, it increases after the post-ovulatory phase, called it as the luteal phase, where a structure called as corpus luteum starts to develop, and this corpus luteum is rich in the hormone progesterone, which is also called as the pregnancy hormone. If there is no fertilization, then the corpus luteum degenerates and it will form a scar. It is called as corpus albicans. Correct? So we'll move to the question number 3. Spot the odd one from the following structures with reference to the male reproductive system. Male reproductive system is ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ parts? A. Rete testis, it is the part. Epididymis, actually it is also part where the maturation of the sperms takes place. Vas afferentia is also the part of the male reproductive system, but isthmus is not the part. If you see the female reproductive tract, it has got a pair of oviduct, or what you call as fallopian tube. The ovum is picked by the finger-like structures, it's called as fimbriae of the infundibulum. Okay, then the infundibulum will goes to the broader ampulla, then the ampulla will get narrow and it forms the isthmus. So fertilization takes place at the region of the ampulla where the ovum meets with the sperm. Correct? So isthmus is the part of the female reproductive organ. So that is D is the option. Number 4, seminal plasma, the fluid part of the semen, is contributed by one seminal vesicle, prostate gland, urethra or bulbourethral gland. Seminal plasma, the fluid part of the semen, ಈಗ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಿಗೆ ಬರೋ ಮೊದಲು ಅದು ಸೀಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ನ ಸೆಕ್ರೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನಿದೆ, ಆಲ್ ದ 3 ಆಕ್ಸೆಸರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್, ದ ಸೆಕ್ರೀಷನ್ ದಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ದ ಸೆಮೈನಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ. So semen with the seminal plasma, now it is called as the sperm. It is only released to the urethra. So urethra will not contribute to the seminal plasma. So 3 is the right answer. That is 2, 3 and 4. Sorry, 1, 2 and 4. Seminal vesicle ಇದೆ, prostate gland ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತು bulbourethral gland ಇದೆ. ಈ 3 glands which contribute for the seminal plasma. So right option is the option 2 or B. Let's move to question number 5. Spermiation is the process, the release of the sperms. Sperms are released from where? A. Seminiferous tubule, B. vas deferens, C. epididymis, D. prostate gland. Sperm is released from seminiferous tubules. So what are these seminiferous tubule? If you take the transverse section of a testis, it contains many compartments called testicular lobules, around 200 to 250 compartments, and inside each compartment there are around 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules are present, which are called as the structural and functional unit of the testis. So inside the seminiferous tubules we will find 2 types of cells. One is the spermatogonia, another one is the Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells gives nourishment to the developing sperms. Correct? And surrounding these seminiferous tubules there are interstitial cells, also called as Leydig cells, which secretes the male androgens, sex hormone, that is the testosterone, which is responsible for the development of secondary sexual characters in the male individual. So the right answer is the option A, seminiferous tubules. Let's move to question number 6. Mature Graafian follicle is generally present in the ovary of a healthy human female around option B, that is 11 to 17 day of menstrual cycle. 14th day it will get completely mature and ruptures, releasing its content, that is secondary oocyte. That is process called as the ovulation, releases the ovum. So 11 to 17 day of the menstrual cycle is the right day where maturation of the Graafian follicle is generally present. Mature Graafian follicle is generally present in the ovary. Okay. 14th ಡೇ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಆದರೆ 2 ದಿನ ಮೊದಲು ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ 2 ದಿನ ನಂತರ ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಮ್ಯಾಚುರೇಷನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಪ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿ ಓವಮ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಓವ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 7. Acrosomal reaction of the sperm occurs due to 1. its contact with the zona pellucida of the ova, B. reactions within the uterine environment of the female, C. reactions within the epididymal environment of the male, D. androgens produced in the uterus. Now students, you have studied about the acrosome. It is a cap like structure which is present in the head of the sperm above the nucleus region. So this acrosome, the head of the sperm which will bind to the layer of the ovum, that is called as the zona pellucida, and it will restrict the entry of further sperms, correct? So after binding, it will releases its content, that is acrosome will releases its content through exocytosis. Okay, then the contact inside the acrosome includes various hydrolytic enzymes. What are the enzymes which are present in the acrosome? The enzymes such as hyaluronidase, this also I have explained during the theory, hyaluronidase. Then they releases the enzymes such as zona lysin. So there are many enzymes which will break the zona pellucida, that is zona lysin enzyme. Then hyaluronidase is an enzyme. Then there are enzymes called as corona penetrating enzymes. Corona radiata, actually it is corona radiata penetrating enzymes. So if you see the structure of an ovum, it has got the ooplasm, cytoplasm, and it has got a nucleus, and outermost layer, that is called as the zona pellucida. Surrounding that zona pellucida, there are follicular cells, and these forms the corona radiata. So they have corona radiata cells, then they have the zona pellucida, then they have the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane also called as oolemma. Then they have the egg nucleus, and of course they have the ooplasm, which is the cytoplasm of the ovum. ಸೊ ಈ ಝೋನಾ ಪೆಲ್ಲುಸಿಡಾ ಮತ್ತು ಕೊರೋನಾ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟಾವನ್ನು ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಹೆಡ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಎಕ್ರೋಸೋಮ್, ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಇದು ಹೆಡ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಎಕ್ರೋಸೋಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಕ್ರೋಸೋಮ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದ ಹೈಲುರೋನಿಡೇಸ್ as well as the zona lysin or corona penetrating enzymes. So all these together, this event is called as acrosomal reaction. So that will help the sperm nucleus to enter. This is the sperm nucleus. This is the sperm head and this is the acrosome. ಸೊ ಈ ಎಕ್ರೋಸೋಮ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಎಗ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ರೈಟ್? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೇ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕೊರೋನಾ ರೇಡಿಯೇಟಾ, ಝೋನಾ ಪೆಲ್ಲುಸಿಡಾ, ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಗ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ನ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಸಿ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಓವಮ್. ಸೊ ಓವಮ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ other cytoplasm, it is known as yolk, and it is having plenty of nutrients. So ooplasm also called as the yolk, what is called as yolk. So what is the nucleus is called as? Nucleus of this has got a particular name, egg nucleus. This is called as germinal vesicle. What is called as germinal vesicle? Germinal vesicle. Note down. Okay. Now, inside the besides the nucleus, there is also a nucleolus. Correct? Nucleolus, and this nucleolus is called as germinal spot. It's called as germinal spot. It's called as the germinal spot. So this is a structure of a typical human ovum. Note down. Okay, right. Let's move to the next question. Question number 8. Which of the following is not a male accessory gland? Seminal vesicle, prostate gland, bulbourethral gland, all are male accessory glands, but ampulla is the not male accessory gland. Ampulla is the part of the female reproductive organ, that is the part of the fallopian tube. The fallopian tube has got three structures. One is infundibulum, this is followed by ampulla, broader part, then goes to the isthmus. Question number 9. Now let me tell you one more important thing about the Bartholin's gland. Note down. Bartholin's gland. You have to write down what is this Bartholin's gland. It is present in the female. Okay. Now, vagina, on the left and right side of the vagina, vaginal opening, at the posterior part, there is a pair of gland is present. Those glands are present in the female individuals are called as the Bartholin's gland. Or they are called as the Bartholin's gland. So they secretes a mucus, sticky substance, which helps for the lubrication of vagina. During the sexual intercourse, they helps for the lubrication of the vagina. That is the Bartholin's gland. Let's move to question number 9. The immature male germ cell undergo division to produce sperms by the process of spermatogenesis. Right? Choose the correct one with reference to the above. A. Spermatogenesis have 46 chromosomes and always undergo meiotic cell division. Spermatogonia have 46 chromosomes and they undergo mitotic cell division. Correct? They undergo mitotic cell division. We have studied the structure of the process of spermatogenesis. Hello, primary spermatocyte is produced and the primary spermatocyte that will undergo first meiotic division and that forms the secondary spermatocyte. So spermatogonia undergo mitosis and cell differentiation and it forms the primary spermatocytes. The primary spermatocyte is also having the 46 chromosomes. Spermatogonia is also having the 46 chromosomes. The primary spermatocyte it will undergo the first meiosis and forms the secondary meiocytes, secondary spermatocytes. The secondary spermatocytes have the haploid number of chromosomes, that is n is equal to 23, and second meiotic division takes place in the secondary spermatocytes and it forms the spermatids, and these spermatids after differentiation undergo the process of formation of sperms or the spermatozoa. So the immature male germ cells undergo division to produce the sperms by the process called as spermatogenesis. Choose the correct one. Spermatogonia have 46 chromosomes and always undergo mitotic division, meiotic alla. Second option ನೋಡಿ, primary spermatocytes divide by mitotic cell division alla. Primary spermatocytes undergo meiotic division. Third one, C. Secondary spermatocytes have 23 chromosomes and undergo second meiotic division. That is correct. And it forms the spermatids. Correct. Then spermatozoa are transformed into spermatids alla. Spermatids are transformed into the spermatozoa. So let me write the brief outline classification process of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis is nothing but the formation of sperms. It starts from the spermatogonia or the sperm mother cells, which ploid is diploid 2n. It undergo differentiation, mitosis and differentiation. And it forms what? Primary spermatocyte, which is also diploid in number. This primary spermatocyte will undergo first meiosis and it forms the secondary spermatocyte. which is also now it's haploid, and secondary spermatocytes undergo second meiosis, and after the second meiosis it forms the spermatids, and these spermatids undergo differentiation, and after differentiation it forms what? The spermatozoa or the sperms. Spermatozoa or the sperms. So this is the process of spermatogenesis, the schematic representation. Study well because it is a very important question. Next we will move to question number 10. Match between the following representing parts of the sperm and their function and choose the correct option. Column A and column B given. Column A they are given the different parts of the human sperm, and in the column B they have given the secretions. You have to match the column A with the column B. Head is responsible. What? Head contains a nucleus, so it carries the genetic material. Middle piece is having mitochondria, so mitochondria gives energy because these are the powerhouse of the cell, and acrosome contains the enzymes like hyaluronidase, zona pellucida, zona lysine, then corona radiata, dissolving enzymes. So acrosome is enzymes, and tail gives motilities to the sperms. So the right answer is A is 4 and B is 3. So that is the option B is the right option. Okay. So let's so we have completed, students, in the today's session. That is the first part of the human reproduction, around 10 questions. So note down all the important points I have written on the board and also take my lecture notes, and thank you, students, for watching the video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.